velvet color brushes right against my chin, just like the winter coats you used to fold. A quiet evening lets the fading light in, while copper teacups hold the evening cold. The parlor clock begins its heavy swing and brings back every simple word you said. Old photographs remain upon the shelf. We danced together underneath the stars. No melody could save me from myself. When dusk is falling on the trolley cars, a heavy woolen blanket drapes the knee, while shadows lengthen on the garden wall. The kettle sings a steady tune for me as autumn leaves begin their silent fall. I still can hear your footsteps on the floor, approaching softly through the fading gray. The brass key turning in the kitchen door before the darkness chased the light away. The room grows quiet as the embers fade. I fold the fabric where your hand was laid. A silver spoon with bent tin teeth rests near the butter plate. I turn it slowly round and round while waiting for the late shadows to stretch across the floor and climb the kitchen wall. The radio begins to play a tune I half recall. Daylight surrenders to the porch with quiet, steady grace. I pour a cup of chamomile and slow down all my pace. Evening settles in my bones like wool upon a chair. No place to rush, no heavy coat to hastily prepare. The streets grow dim, the neighbors pull their heavy curtains tight. I sip my tea and thank the stars for making room for night. The ledger on the desk remains untouched since 2:30. I crossed out names of chores today that simply would not do. My reading glasses catch the glow of lamplight and the gold. A worn-out paperback I love, a story softly told. All the noise of afternoon has drifted down the lane, leaving nothing in the room except the window pane, reflecting back a pair of eyes that know the way of peace. The grandfather clock chimes 7 times to signal day is done. I dim the lamp and close the book, content without the sun.
The amber glow of the corner store spills across the cracked sidewalk floor. An older man with a woolen coat clears the gravel right from his throat. He sits beside me on wooden slats, tip of his hat to stray yellow cats. Evening pulls the curtains down. Quiet settles on this worn out town. Do you remember the bridge in 52? When the water ran greener than the room. He points a finger at the fading light and smiles into the coming autumn night. I ask him where he is heading now. He wipes his brow with a cotton plow. Nowhere special and miles to spare, just breathing in the autumn air. Evening pulls the curtains down. Quiet settles on this worn out town. Do you remember the bridge in 52? When the water ran greener than the room. He points a finger at the fading light and smiles into the coming autumn night. Two strangers sharing a cedar bench while the river cuts its quiet trench. No name spoken, no stories told, just warmth against the evening cold. The bus arrives with a squeak and groan. He stands up slow and walks alone. I wave goodbye to the passing coat and keep his words inside my throat. The wool is scratchy on my wrist, a coat we bought in 56. The buttons hang by twisted thread above the porch where neighbors met. Evening shadows lengthen on the brick. We watch the ticking clock begin to slow. I hear your footsteps coming up the stair before the kitchen bowl begins to glow.
paper kettle starts to hum. The station playing songs we knew. The wallpaper is peeling back to show the faded floral blue. Evening shadows lengthen on the brick. We watch the ticking clock begin to slow. I hear your footsteps coming up the stair before the kitchen bowl begins to glow. Time forgets the promises it made, leaving only warmth inside the shade. I fold the blanket on the folding chair and leave a cup of tea beside the plate. The light is fading slowly from the street and resting where the quiet turns to wait.
The smell of buttered onion drifts across the alley wall, where Mr. Henderson is counting up his garden yield. He folds his spectacles and lets the paper fall, and watches shadows stretch across the vacant field. The copper kettle whistles through the gathering dark. A yellow kitchen window cuts the fading park. Old neighbors pull their shutters as the street lamp wakes, and every heavy footstep slow contentment makes. Inside the pantry, flour sits upon the wooden floor, beside a basket filled with apples from the lane. He turns the heavy key inside the iron door and bars the chilly evening from the window pane. The copper kettle whistles through the gathering dark. A yellow kitchen window cuts the fading park. Old neighbors pull their shutters as the street lamp wakes, and every heavy footstep slow contentment makes. The radio is playing half a minuet from stations broadcasting across the river town. He puts his pipe aside with nothing to regret, and gently pulls the braided rug and settles down. The dinner plate is washed and put away upstairs. The hallway clock chimes 7 through the quiet space. He pulls the table closer to the rocking chairs, and night falls softly on his tired resting face.
distant rattle of the evening tram rolls by, while copper pots are clattering against the wall. You pour another cup of tea before we sigh, and watch the shadows stretch across the hallway hall. Old friend, put your heavy coat back on the chair. We have watched the street lamps flicker into gold. Tell me all the secrets that you didn't share, while the autumn air is turning rather bold. The butcher pulls his metal shutters down for good. A stray cat wanders slowly through the alley gate. We talk about the neighborhood we understood, and how we always managed just to arrive late. Old friend, put your heavy coat back on the chair. We have watched the street lamps flicker into gold. Tell me all the secrets that you didn't share, while the autumn air is turning rather bold. Decades pass us by like trains upon the track, leaving nothing but the memories in our hands. Neither one of us is wishing to go back. We just love the rhythm of the quiet lands. Finish up your cup before the clock strikes 10. Lock the wooden door and walk with me again. A smell of pine and salted butter cuts the breeze as Mrs. Gable sweeps her wooden porch with ease. The clock inside the butcher shop strikes 6:30, and weary men are putting down their heavy bricks. He buttons up his woolen coat and starts to walk, passing neighbors who are trading quiet garden talk. The fading sun paints chimney smoke a bruised pastel, while supper timers ring a sweet, familiar bell. Old Arthur counts the chimney puffs above the lane. He tips his hat to passing cars and falling rain. The copper kettle starts to whistle on the stove, returning safely to the little house they wove. A radio plays vintage songs from '53 as wooden floorboards creak beneath the drinking tea. He hangs his coat upon the peg beside the door and feels the tired day dissolve upon the floor. The stars come out above the quiet valley town. And night puts on her velvet coat and settles down. Why does the shadow stretch across the linoleum floor long before the supper bell has rung? I trace the pattern of the chipped blue ceramic plate and wonder where the afternoon has flown. The neighbor brings in rusted folding chairs from the dry and dusty porch, while the kettle starts to hum a familiar tune that I used to know by heart. Old copper pots catch the amber slant of dusk as the traffic slows down on Maple Street. A faded cardigan hangs loosely on the chair, waiting for the chill of the early night. Dinner simmers gently on the small gas burner while the clock ticks softly through the room. Paper bags rustle on the wooden sideboard top, filled with apples bought from town today. I fold the Daily Gazette to the crossword page, leaving every box completely blank. Memory drifts in like the smoke from chimneys far away, brought by a breeze that smells of damp cut grass. Nothing demands an answer in this quiet room except the turning pages of a worn-out book. The porch light flickers on to greet the evening air, and dinner waits for nobody at all, while stars begin to puncture through the violet sky, and folding night embraces all the empty streets. A sudden arithmetic broke the quiet in the room, counting 30 years of floorboards sweeping through the gloom. The copper kettle heavy on the cold iron ring reminds me of the summers that we used to love to sing. Shadows stretch across the wallpaper, faded brown, while the last remaining trolley car rattles through the town. Daylight surrenders to the street lamp glow. Supper is waiting on the stove down low. Nobody hurries when the evening slows, tracing the patterns that the vinyl shows. Old wooden radio plays a dancing in the beam of slanted red, as memories are tucking in the unmade bed. The neighborhood is settling behind screen doors, with secrets buried underneath the pine board floors. Time isn't running, it is walking slow down every gravel path we used to know. Daylight surrenders to the street lamp glow. Supper is waiting on the stove down low. Nobody hurries when the evening slows, tracing the patterns that the vinyl shows. Old wooden radio plays a brassy tune under the watchful eye of copper moon. We lock the front door against the coming chill and leave the porch light burning on the hill. The weight of the chair is heavier now than it was in June, when you stayed up late drafting plans by a silver spoon. You worried the world would pass you by if you slowed your pace, and carved every doubt deeply into your tired face. I found the jacket that you left behind in the hall, with tickets to theaters that never performed at all. The letters you mailed to addresses that didn't exist are sitting right here, waiting quietly to be missed. Your coffee went cold while you stared at the open door, convinced that the answers were hiding beneath the floor. I wish I could tell you the rushing was mostly a game, and nobody cared if you ever achieved some fame. I found the jacket that you left behind in the hall, with tickets to theaters that never performed at all. The letters you mailed to addresses that didn't exist are sitting right here, waiting quietly to be missed. The evening is quiet, the tea is beginning to steep, and daylight is trading its promises for our sleep. We carried better than shouting aloud. So sit by the window and watch how the shadows depart, forgiving yourself for the racing of yesterday's heart. The chair takes the weight and the kitchen is steady and still, and nothing can hurt you behind this old windowsill. You said yesterday the rain would miss us by a mile. I watched a stray dog cross the street and tilt his head. The neighbor hung a yellow towel across his rusty rail, and shadows stretched much further than the things we said. A sparrow landed on the top of number 7's fence. He checked his feathers twice and then he flew away. The laundry in the yard is twisting in the evening draft. It looks like tired dancers at the close of day. The kettle starts to whistle through the quiet room. A single car is turning down the gravel lane. Old brass keys are sitting on the wooden tray. A copper pot of soup is cooling on the stove. The amber sky is fading to a deeper blue, and footsteps echo softly through the maple grove. I counted 40 shingles missing from the barn roof down, and noticed how the apple tree is leaning left. The clock upon the mantel lost its ticking sound, while twilight settles gently on the garden cleft. We locked the wooden gate and pulled the curtains tight. Another quiet Tuesday turns into the night. Milk bottles clinking on the curb announce the sliding of the sun. Another evening without words for tasks that should have been done. Old friend, you sit beside the gate and watch the shadows stretch so far. We never had to be too late to catch the turning of the star. Bread crusts are hardening on the plate. The street lamp flickers twice and holds. We pull our woolen cardigans tight as autumn slips into its folds. The radio plays a sleepy brass from windows down the crooked lane. We trace the outlines on the glass and count the patches in the pane. Remember walking down the hill before the knees began to ache. The world is wonderfully still, with just the quiet dusk to take. So pour another cup of tea and let the evening softly fade. There is no place I'd rather be than sitting in this gentle shade.
A copper thimble sits beside the bread, left there since noon when thread was hard to find. My fingers ache before the day is dead, and shadows lengthen down the window blind. The kettle makes a low and steady sound, a whistle waiting for a better year. I pour the water on the dark brown ground of leaves uproot to keep the quiet near. The light goes purple on the garden wall. Another evening answers to the call. Old timber floors remember every stride. No visitor will ring the copper bell tonight. The kitchen clock ticks softly out of spite. I fold my glasses and push doubt aside. Across the street a window starts to glow, a neighbor turning on a reading lamp. I watch the seasons change from fast to slow, and felt the autumn pavement turning damp. I pull the heavy curtain to the sill and leave the empty cup to wait until the morning comes to find me sitting still.
A wooden matchbox sits beside your sleeve. We watch the neon sign begin to blink. I never thought that I would stay till late with someone who prefers a cherry drink. You push your glasses up against your nose and ask if I am waiting for a friend. I shake my head and stir my cooling tea and wonder where the trolley lines might end. Evening pulls the shadows down the street. Strangers find a corner where they meet. Conversation drifts from place to place, tracing lines upon an unfamiliar face. Your coat is frayed along the woolly cuff. Mine has a missing button on the side. We talk about the weather and the price of getting to the other riverside. The clock above the counter strikes the hour. No reason left for either one to go. The city hums a quiet lullaby beneath the glow of lamps that flicker low. We finish up our cups and stand apart, two passing figures in the falling dark. I take the Eastern Avenue alone and leave you walking toward the public park. A silver clock hand rests on 7. The kettle starts its quiet hiss. We traded speed for measured steps and found the peace we used to miss. The hallway rugs are worn and thin, where grandchildren left muddy tracks. We sit and watch the shadows lengthen, with no desire to turn them back. We will pour the elderberry wine into clay cups, while the copper kettle finally stops its long complaints. Tomorrow brings a market day of simple, slow routines, and we will sleep tonight without the heavy weight of saints. The parlor lamp casts amber circles upon the book you left unread. We talk of nothing important now, just who will sweep the garden shed. The evening paper lies unfolded beside a pair of woolen socks, and time is just a friendly neighbor who waits beside the grandfather clocks. We will pour the elderberry wine into clay cups, while the copper kettle finally stops its long complaints. Tomorrow brings a market day of simple, slow routines, and we will sleep tonight without the heavy weight of saints. In 40 years we built this quiet harbor from sudden storms and words we did not keep. Now twilight is a blanket made of velvet that gently leads our tired eyes to sleep. Leave the kitchen door upon the latch, so the midnight breeze can find the floor. We have everything we need right here, behind this faded, painted wooden door. The weight of the chair feels heavier now than it did when you ran down the stairs, chasing a dream that was thin as a coat in the cold winter air. Look at your hands, they are steady and lined, like a map of the towns. We finally learned how to stand without waiting for someone to crown. You worried so much about words that would fade by the following dawn, fretting over shoes that were scuffed and the buttons that came to be gone. If only I could reach across 40 years with a warm cup of tea and tell you the storm in your head was just weather and nothing to see. Evening arrives with a soft buttered light on the floor. Nobody knocks with a telegram message or pounds at the door. We traded the racing for rocking and learned how to breathe. Thankful for everything gained and content with the things we must leave. The clock on the mantel keeps ticking, the seconds at just the right pace. It does not demand that you hurry to win in a desperate race. Rest your young shoulders and trust in the turn of the page. There is a quiet, sweet grace in the simple arriving of age. Close up the notebook and put down the pen for the night. Everything turned out alright under the autumn twilight.
Which way did the milkman turn when the pavement dried? Sitting here with a pair of shoes that do not fit. That tall cedar tree is leaning toward the garden wall. I wonder if the sparrows remember where they slept last night. My tea is lukewarm in the ceramic mug. Time has a funny way of making minutes very wide. The floorboards groan whenever the cat stretches out. Evening creeps behind the sofa like an old friend. Shadows lengthen across the faded patterned rug. Copper kettle whistles softly on the back stove burner. Plates are washed and stacked neatly in the wooden rack. Nobody's coming up the front walk tonight. Paperboy through the evening Gazette near the hydrangea. Headlines are talking about matters miles and miles away. I remember wearing wool coats in '74. My brother had a blue sedan with a squeaky door. Thoughts bounce around the room like rubber balls. Nothing urgent left to do before the street lamps blink. Needle drops on the vinyl record in the corner. Violins are playing melodies from a different town. Shadows lengthen across the faded patterned rug. Copper kettle whistles softly on the back stove burner. Plates are washed and stacked neatly in the wooden rack. Nobody is coming up the front walk tonight. Clock on the mantelpiece ticks without a single care. Decades pass like clouds moving across a summer pasture. I reach out my hand to touch the empty space beside me. Dust motes dance inside the fading golden window beam. Night has finally settled over the small back porch. I lock the wooden door and turn the brass handle round. Drawer holds a photograph of days we used to know. Quiet room embraces me until the morning comes.
across the grain of the diner floor. You fold your napkin twice and asked how long I have been sitting by this heavy door. I tell you time has lost its usual pace since buses stopped running past the lane. You stir your sugar with quiet grace and watch the windows darken with the rain. Strangers sharing salt and broken bread, talking softly while the evening spreads. Do you remember towns with iron gates, where trains would whistle through the falling dew? My coat is heavy and the hour is late, and I am glad I sat across from you. Neither of us has a place to rush away. The coffee cup is empty on the mat. We trade the simple stories of the day, with nothing more than quiet truth in that. The clock upon the wall has struck the hour. The street outside is quiet in the gray. I'll take the corner path beside the tower, and thank you kindly for the words today. You said yesterday the floorboards sing in tune when the kettle starts to rattle at the noon. Now the copper pot is resting on the side, and the kitchen linoleum hides its pride. A greasy postcard from a county fair is tucked behind the calendar right there. The neighbor's terrier is barking at a truck, and we are wondering about our luck. Shadows lengthen slowly down the hall, while the daylight fades against the wall. A single pigeon lands upon the slate, and we have got nowhere left to wait. Your woolen slippers wait beside the rug, filled with tea and held inside a heavy mug. Paper bills are folded neatly in a square. Nothing fancy, just the evening air. Evening settles softly on the street, closing doors and resting weary feet. We fold our hands and watch the sun away. A glowing 7 on the clock, face starts to blink. We pour the cider in a heavy crystal glass. The evening settles in the way it always used, to greet us softly as the traffic starts to pass. In 20 summers we will sit upon this porch, with woolen blankets pulled right up against the cold. We'll watch the neighbors walk their little dogs around, and count the stories that we never get to fold. I see the future sitting right here in your eyes, a quiet comfort underneath the fading skies. We will pour the tepid water from the silver kettle down, while the television murmurs to the empty dining room. And your cardigan will smell of autumn leaves and lavender, as the grandfather clock begins to slowly ring the night. No rush to answer when the telephone might ring. We found our rhythm in the turning of the year. The 7 turns to 8 and finds us sitting side by side, with nothing left to chase and nowhere else to hide. Our hands are wrinkled, but our grip is just as tight, as we welcome in the quiet of another peaceful night.
Velvet collar brushes right against my chin, just like the winter coats you used to fold. A quiet evening lets the fading light in, while copper teacups hold the evening cold. Parlor clock begins its heavy swing, and brings back every simple word you said. Old photographs remain upon the shelf. We danced together underneath the stars. No melody could save me from myself when dusk is falling on the trolley cars. A heavy woolen blanket drapes the knee, while shadows lengthen on the garden wall. The kettle sings a steady tune for me, as autumn leaves begin their silent fall.
I still can hear your footsteps on the floor, approaching softly through the fading gray. The brass key turning in the kitchen door, before the darkness chased the light away. The room grows quiet as the embers fade. I fold the fabric where your hand was laid.
A silver spoon with bent tin teeth rests near the butter plate. I turn it slowly round and round while waiting for the late shadows to stretch across the floor and climb the kitchen wall. The radio begins to play a tune I half recall. Daylight surrenders to the porch with quiet, steady grace. I pour a cup of chamomile and slow down all my pace.
Evening settles in my bones like wool upon a chair. No place to rush, no heavy coat to hastily prepare. The streets grow dim, the neighbors pull their heavy curtains tight. I sip my tea and thank the stars for making room for night. The ledger on the desk remains untouched since 2:30. I crossed out names of chores today that simply would not do. My reading glasses catch the glow of lamplight and the gold. A worn-out paperback I love, a story softly told. All the noise of afternoon has drifted down the lane, leaving nothing in the room except the window pane, reflecting back a pair of eyes that know the way of peace. The grandfather clock chimes 7 times to signal day is done. I dim the lamp and close the book, content without the sun.
The amber glow of the corner store spills across the cracked sidewalk floor. An older man with a woolen coat clears the gravel right from his throat. He sits beside me on wooden slats, tip of his hat to stray yellow cats. Evening pulls the curtains down, quiet settles on this worn-out town. Do you remember the bridge in 52? When the water ran greener than the room. He points a just breathing in the autumn air. Evening pulls the curtains down. Quiet settles on this worn-out town. Do you remember the bridge in 52? When the water ran greener than the root. He points a finger at the fading light and smiles into the coming autumn night. Two strangers sharing a cedar bench while the river cuts its quiet trench. No name spoken, no stories told, just warmth against the evening cold. The bus arrives with a squeak and groan. He stands up slow and walks alone. I wave goodbye to the passing coat and keep his words inside my throat. The wool is scratchy on my wrist, a coat we bought in 56. The buttons hang by twisted thread above the porch where neighbors met. Evening shadows lengthen on the brick. We watch the ticking clock begin to slow. I hear your footsteps coming up the stair before the kitchen bowl begins to glow. A copper kettle starts to hum, a station playing songs we knew. The wallpaper is peeling back to show the faded floral blue. Evening shadows lengthen on the brick. We watch the ticking clock begin to slow. I hear your footsteps coming up the stair before the kitchen bowl begins to glow. Time forgets the promises it made, leaving only warmth inside the shade. I fold the blanket on the folding chair and leave a cup of tea beside the plate. The light is fading slowly from the street and resting where the quiet turns to wait. The smell of buttered onion drifts across the alley wall, where Mr. Henderson is counting up his garden yield. folds his spectacles and lets the paper fall, and watches shadows stretch across the vacant field. The copper kettle whistles through the gathering dark. A yellow kitchen window cuts the fading park. Old neighbors pull their shutters as the street lamp wakes, and every heavy footstep slow contentment makes. Inside the pantry, flour sits upon the wooden floor, beside a basket filled with apples from the lane. He turns the heavy key inside the iron door, and bars the chilly evening from the window pane. The copper kettle whistles through the gathering dark. A yellow kitchen window cuts the fading park. Old neighbors pull their shutters as the street lamp wakes, and every heavy footstep slow contentment makes. The radio is playing half a minuet from stations broadcasting across the river town. He puts his pipe aside with nothing to regret, and gently pulls the braided rug and settles down. The dinner plate is washed and put away upstairs. The hallway clock chimes 7 through the quiet space. He pulls the table closer to the rocking chairs, and night falls softly on his tired, resting face.
Distant rattle of the evening tram rolls by, while copper pots are clattering against the wall. You pour another cup of tea before we sigh, and watch the shadows stretch across the hallway hall. Old friend, put your heavy coat back on the chair. We have watched the street lamps flicker into gold. Tell me all the secrets that you didn't share, while the autumn air is turning rather bold. The butcher pulls his metal shutters down for good. A stray cat wanders slowly through the alley gate. We talk about the neighborhood we understood, and how we always managed just to arrive late. Old friend, put your heavy coat back on the chair. We have watched the street lamps flicker into gold. Tell me all the secrets that you didn't share, while the autumn air is turning rather bold. Decades pass us by like trains upon the track, leaving nothing but the memory finish up your cup before the clock strikes 10. Lock the wooden door and walk with me again.
A smell of pine and salted butter cuts the breeze as Mrs. Gable sweeps her wooden porch with ease. The clock inside the butcher shop strikes 6:30, and weary men are putting down their heavy bricks. He buttons up his woolen coat and starts to walk, passing neighbors who are trading quiet garden talk. The fading sun paints chimney smoke a bruised pastel, while supper timers ring a sweet, familiar bell. Old Arthur counts the chimney puffs above the lane. He tips his hat to passing cars and falling rain. The copper kettle starts to whistle on the stove, returning safely to the little house they wove. A radio plays vintage songs from '53 as wooden floorboards creak beneath the drinking tea. He hangs his coat upon the peg beside the door and feels the tired day dissolve upon the floor. The stars come out above the quiet valley town, and night puts on her velvet coat and settles down. Why does the shadow stretch across the linoleum floor long before the supper bell has rung? I trace the pattern of the chipped blue ceramic plate and wonder where the afternoon has flown. The neighbor brings in rusted folding chairs from the dry and dusty porch, while the kettle starts to hum a familiar tune that I used to know by heart. Old copper pots catch the amber slant of dusk as the traffic slows down on Maple Street. A faded cardigan hangs loosely on the chair, waiting for the chill of the early night. Dinner simmers gently on the small gas burner while the clock ticks softly through the room. Paper bags rustle on the wooden sideboard top, filled with apples bought from town today.
I fold the Daily Gazette to the crossword page, leaving every box completely blank. Memory drifts in like the smoke from chimneys far away, brought by a breeze that smells of damp cut grass. Nothing demands an answer in this quiet room except the turning pages of a worn-out book. The porch light flickers on to greet the evening air, and dinner waits for nobody at all, while stars begin to puncture through the violet sky, and folding night embraces all the empty streets. A sudden arithmetic broke the quiet in the room, counting 30 years of floorboards sweeping through the gloom. The copper kettle heavy on the cold iron ring reminds me of the summers that we used to love to sing. Shadows stretch across the wallpaper, faded brown, while the last remaining trolley car rattles through the town. Daylight surrenders to the street lamp glow. Supper is waiting on the stove down low. Nobody hurries when the evening slows, tracing the patterns that the vinyl shows. Old wooden radio plays a brassy tune under the watchful eye of copper moon. Dust motes are dancing in the beam of slanted red, as memories are tucking in the unmade bed. The neighborhood is settling behind screen doors, with secrets buried underneath the pine board floors. Time isn't running, it is walking slow down every gravel path we used to know. Daylight surrenders to the street lamp glow. Supper is waiting on the stove down low. Nobody hurries when the evening slows, tracing the patterns that the vinyl shows. Old wooden radio plays a brassy tune under the watchful eye of copper moon. We lock the front door against the coming chill, and leave the porch light burning on the hill. weight of the chair is heavier now than it was in June, when you stayed up late drafting plans by a silver spoon. You worried the world would pass you by if you slowed your pace and carved every doubt deeply into your tired face. I found the jacket that you left behind in the hall, with tickets to theaters that never performed at all. The letters you mailed to addresses that didn't exist are sitting right here, waiting quietly to be missed. Your coffee went cold while you stared at the open door, convinced that the answers were hiding beneath the floor. I wish I could tell you the rushing was mostly a game, and nobody cared if you ever achieved some fame. I found the jacket that you left behind in the hall, with tickets to theaters that never performed at all. The letters you mailed to addresses that didn't exist are sitting right here, waiting quietly to be missed. The evening is quiet, the tea is beginning to steep, and daylight is trading its promises for our sleep. We carried the burden of proving our worth to the crowd, forgetting that silence is better than shouting aloud. So sit by the window and watch how the shadows depart, forgiving yourself for the racing of yesterday's heart. The chair takes the weight and the kitchen is steady and still, and nothing can hurt you behind this old windowsill. You said yesterday the rain would miss us by a mile. I watched a stray dog cross the street and tilt his head. The neighbor hung a yellow towel across his rusty rail, and shadows stretched much further than the things we said. A sparrow landed on the top of number 7's fence. He checked his feathers twice and then he flew away. The laundry in the yard is twisting in the evening draft. It It looks like tired dancers at the close of day. The kettle starts to whistle through the quiet room. A single car is turning down the gravel lane. Old brass keys are sitting on the wooden tray. A copper pot of soup is cooling on the stove. The amber sky is fading to a deeper blue, and footsteps echo softly through the maple grove. I counted 40 shingles missing from the barn roof down, and noticed how the apple tree is leaning left. The clock upon the mantel lost its ticking sound, while twilight settles gently on the garden cleft. We lock the wooden gate and pull the curtains tight. Another quiet Tuesday turns into the night. Clinking on the curb announce the sliding of the sun. Another evening without words for tasks that should have been done. Old friend, you sit beside the gate, watch the shadows stretch so far. We never had to be too late to catch the turning of the star. Bread crusts are hardening on the plate. The street lamp flickers twice and holds. We pull our woolen cardigans tight as autumn slips into its folds. The radio plays a sleepy brass from windows down the crooked lane. We trace the outlines on the glass and count the patches in the pane. Remember walking down the hill before the knees began to ache. The world is wonderfully still, with just the quiet dusk to take. So pour another cup of tea and let the evening softly fade. There is no place I'd rather be than sitting in this gentle shade.
copper thimble sits beside the bread, left there since noon when thread was hard to find. My fingers ache before the day is dead, and shadows lengthen down the window blind. The kettle makes a low and steady sound, a whistle waiting for a better year. I pour the water on the dark brown ground of leaves I brewed to keep the quiet near. The light goes purple on the garden wall. Another evening answers to the call. Old timber floors remember every stride. No visitor will ring the copper bell tonight. The kitchen clock ticks softly out of spite. I fold my glasses and push doubt aside. Across the street a window starts to glow, a neighbor turning on a reading lamp. I watch the seasons change from fast to slow, and felt the autumn pavement turning damp. I pull the heavy curtain to the sill and leave the empty cup to wait until the morning comes to find me sitting still. Wooden matchbox sits beside your sleeve. We watch the neon sign begin to blink. I never thought that I would stay till late with someone who prefers a cherry drink. You push your glasses up against your nose and ask if I am waiting for a friend. I shake my head and stir my cooling tea and wonder where the trolley lines might end. Evening pulls the shadows down the street. Strangers find a corner where they meet. Conversation drifts from place to place, tracing lines upon an unfamiliar face. Your coat is frayed along the woolly cuff. Mine has a missing button on the side. We talk about the weather and the price of getting to the other riverside. The clock above the counter strikes the hour. No reason left for either one to go. The city hums a quiet lullaby
anchor low. We finish up our cups and stand apart. Two passing figures in the falling dark. I take the Eastern Avenue alone and leave you walking toward the public park. A silver clock hand rests on 7. The kettle starts its quiet hiss. We traded speed for measured steps and found the peace we used to miss. The hallway rugs are worn and thin, where grandchildren left muddy tracks. We sit and watch the shadows lengthen, with no desire to turn them back. We will pour the elderberry wine into clay cups, while the copper kettle finally stops its long complaints. Tomorrow brings a market day of simple, slow routines, and we will sleep tonight without the heavy weight of saints. The parlor lamp casts amber circles upon the book you left unread. We talk of nothing important now, just who will sweep the garden shed. The evening paper lies unfolded beside a pair of woolen socks, and time is just a friendly neighbor who waits beside the grandfather clocks. We will pour the elderberry wine into clay cups, while the copper kettle finally stops its long complaints. Tomorrow brings a market day of simple, slow routines, and we will sleep tonight without the heavy weight of saints. In 40 years we built this quiet harbor from sudden storms and words we did not keep. Now twilight is a blanket made of velvet that gently leads our tired eyes to sleep. Leave the kitchen door upon the latch, so the midnight breeze can find the floor. We have everything we need right here, behind this faded, painted wooden door. chair feels heavier now than it did when you ran down the stairs, chasing a dream that was thin as a coat in the cold winter air. Look at your hands, they are steady and lined like a map of the towns. We finally learned how to stand without waiting for someone to crown. You worried so much about words that would fade by the following dawn, fretting over shoes that were scuffed and the buttons that came to be gone. If only I could reach across 40 years with a warm cup of tea and tell you the storm in your head was just weather and nothing to see. Evening arrives with a soft buttered light on the floor. Nobody knocks with a telegram message or pounds at the door. We traded the racing for rocking and learned how to breathe. Thankful for everything gained and content with the things we must leave. The clock on the mantle keeps ticking, the seconds at just the right pace. It does not demand that you hurry to win in a desperate race. Rest your young shoulders and trust in the turn of the page. There is a quiet, sweet grace in the simple arriving of age. Close up the notebook and put down the pen for the night. Everything turned out alright under the autumn twilight.
Which way did the milkman turn when the pavement dried? Sitting here with a pair of shoes that do not fit. That tall cedar tree is leaning toward the garden wall. I wonder if the sparrows remember where they slept last night. My tea is lukewarm in the ceramic mug. Time has a funny way of making minutes very wide. The floorboards groan whenever the cat stretches out. Evening creeps behind the sofa like an old friend. Shadows lengthen across the faded patterned rug. Copper kettle whistles softly on the back stove burner. Plates are washed and stacked neatly in the wooden rack. Nobody's coming up the front walk tonight. Paperboy through the evening Gazette near the hydrangea.
Headlines are talking about matters miles and miles away. I remember wearing wool coats in '74. My brother had a blue sedan with a squeaky door. Thoughts bounce around the room like rubber balls. Nothing urgent left to do before the street lamps blink. Needle drops on the vinyl record in the corner. Violins are playing melodies from a different town. Shadows lengthen across the faded patterned rug. Copper kettle whistles softly on the back stove burner. Plates are washed and stacked neatly in the wooden rack. Nobody is coming up the front walk tonight. Clock on the mantelpiece ticks without a single care. Decades pass like clouds moving across a summer pasture. I reach out my hand to touch the empty space beside me. Dust motes dance inside the fading golden window beam. Night has finally settled over the small back porch. I lock the wooden door and turn the brass handle round. Drawer holds a photograph of days we used to know. Quiet room embraces me until the morning comes. The amber light of the corner lamp falls long across the grain of the diner floor. You fold your napkin twice and asked how long I have been sitting by this heavy door. I tell you time has lost its usual pace since buses stopped running past the lane. You stir your sugar with quiet grace and watch the windows darken with the rain. Strangers sharing salt and broken bread, talking softly while the evening spreads. Do you remember towns with iron gates, where trains would whistle through the falling dew? My coat is heavy and the hour is late, and I am glad I sat across from you. Neither of us has a place to rush away. The coffee cup is empty on the mat. We trade the simple stories of that day, with nothing more than quiet truth in that. The clock upon the wall has struck the hour. The street outside is quiet in the gray. I'll take the corner path beside the tower and think thank you kindly for the words today. You said yesterday the floorboards sing in tune when the kettle starts to rattle at the noon. Now the copper pot is resting on the side, and the kitchen linoleum hides its pride. A greasy postcard from a county fair is tucked behind the calendar right there. The neighbor's terrier is barking at a truck, and we are wondering about our luck. Shadows lengthen slowly down the hall, while the daylight fades against the wall. A single pigeon lands upon the slate, and we have got nowhere left to wait. Your woolen slippers wait beside the rug, filled with tea and held inside a heavy mug. Paper bills are folded neatly in a square. Nothing fancy, just the evening air. Evening settles softly on the street, closing doors and resting weary feet, until tomorrow brings another day. We fold our hands and watch the sun away. A glowing 7 on the clock face starts to blink. We pour the cider in a heavy crystal glass. The evening settles in the way it always used, to greet us softly as the traffic starts to pass. In 20 summers we will sit upon this porch, with woolen blankets pulled right up against the cold. We'll watch the neighbors walk their little dogs around, and count the stories that we never get to fold. I see the future sitting right here in your eyes, a quiet comfort underneath the fading skies. We will pour the tepid water from the silver kettle down, while the television murmurs to the empty dining room. And your cardigan will smell of autumn leaves and lavender as the grandfather clock begins begins to slowly ring the night. No rush to answer when the telephone might ring. We found our rhythm in the turning of the year. The 7 turns to 8 and finds us sitting side by side with nothing left to chase, nowhere else to hide. Our hands are wrinkled, but our grip is just as tight as we welcome in the quiet of another peaceful night.